Hey folks, Andrew here, and I'm here with Sam, and we're talking about Quantum Break. How are you today?
Very good, thank you. Good to be here in New York.
Awesome. So, for the ill-informed, what is Quantum Break?
Quantum Break is the latest Remedy game. It's this big cinematic action game spectacle, a story-driven, character-driven experience, and the theme of the experience is time. We have time as your enemy. Time, because of this science experiment that goes horribly wrong, as they always do, is breaking down. And so that's the threat that we are trying to fix. And then our hero, Jack Joyce, the character you are playing, gains these superpowers, time powers. He can manipulate time in multiple different ways. So it's an action game, with time powers and shooting combined. And on top of that, this game as a feature has a live action show.
Yes.
That kind of shows you the other side of the story, what's happening in the enemy camp. There is this big corporation called Monarch Solutions, that is Jack's enemy, and in the show you are actually following what's happening inside Monarch. So the game is Jack's hero's journey, and the show is the story of the villains.
Right. Now, could you go in a little detail about the time powers that we'll be using in the game?
Yeah, there are multiple different time powers, and because this is kind of a superhero origin story, Jack gets blasted with chronon energies as the science experiment goes wrong, and he starts gaining these powers. So as you are progressing through the game, more and more different time powers are unlocked to you. You are gaining more tools to fight the enemy along the way. There is also an upgrade system. So you are discovering these chronon sources along the way, and with them you can upgrade your time powers to tweak them in a way to fit more into what's your personal taste and what are your favorite powers in it.
Awesome. Now, you guys are doing a very unique thing with Quantum Break. You have the video game and you also have the live action aspects of it. What's it like balancing the narrative between a video game and a live action film, really?
Challenging. Yeah, it was a really interesting process. We knew from the get-go. We experimented small things with live action in our previous games, Alan Wake, and we knew that we want to do something more. And so the idea, was that the pacing of the story will be episodic, and we will interleave, an act of the game and an episode of the show, act of the game. We'll interleave these two different mediums into the overall experience. That was the idea that was there from the very beginning. Then along the way, we also knew that we want to do an interactive narrative experience. So we want to give the player the power to affect the story, both on the game side and the show side. And from that idea then came the idea of junctions, junctions in time, which are these moments where the player gets to make a choice that has, consequences through the rest of the experience, both in the show and in the game. And that then found its place at the end of each act of the game, and with that it kind of became, a dynamic player-created cliffhanger. So you get to make a choice, you see glimpses of the consequences, but not the full picture. And you make the choice, and that's where the act of the game ends. and you get to experience the next episode of the show, which immediately starts to show you consequences of your actions.
Wow, that is absolutely fascinating. And finally, when can players get their hands on Quantum Break?
Quantum Break on Xbox One and Windows 10 will be out April 5th.
Awesome, Sam. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you very much. And for more content like this, head over to shacknews.com.